Hi, welcome to Geek News Live. This is episode number 51, and we have with ourselves tonight myself, Philip, Max, and Sean Forney, the artist in illustration. And then, so right now, Jason couldn't join us tonight, unfortunately. It looks like Mike couldn't either. So we'll be here kind of to talk about TriCon a little bit, since that's coming up this week. So Sean, I heard you're gonna be at TriCon.
Yes, I will. Yeah, it's this Saturday.
Cool, and that's Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, Columbus, Ohio, at the Laushi building at the fairgrounds, at State Fairgrounds.
Cool. All right.
Hopefully, I don't know if Jason talked to you about it, Sean, but we're probably going to do some casting from there. So if you want to take a break from Artist Alley and come on over and talk to us, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you did mention that in one of the messages he sent.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, definitely gonna do that. TriCon should be a blast. We just got our new sound equipment and stuff. Like, we don't get to play with it today, but we should be a little more legit.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. TriCon should be fun this Saturday.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. And then, so Sean, I have, let's see, because you'd work on the Scarlet Huntress. Hopefully this is a decent version of the image. I don't know. We'll see when it pops up, because I was having some issues earlier.
Yeah.
There we go. It actually came up. The other times it was like zooming into just the boobs or just the midsection. I mean, I'm sure guys wouldn't complain, but we kind of have to show off the artwork. And so, I'm kind of curious, what kind of got you into drawing and becoming an artist?
Just reading comic books, watching cartoons as a kid. When I was a kid, my parents gave me crayons and whatnot to play around with, and I was like 2 or something, I think, when I started messing around with that. And I don't know, 4 or 5. I would, like, before kindergarten, I would usually go to work with my dad in the morning and kind of hang out with him for half the day or whatnot. And it was usually a stop to the drugstore to pick up some comic books or whatnot on the way, and that would keep me occupied through the day. And most of the books I picked up were Spider-Man books. It was like Marvel Presents and Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man, and it was at the same time Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends was on TV, so they kind of went together. And so I would draw what I saw in the comic books, draw what I saw in the cartoon, that kind of thing, and that's what got me interested in comics, drawing, all that. And it was like junior high, reading articles in like Wizard magazine and stuff is what filled me in on how you break in the industry and all these things. So that's what got me into wanting to pursue it as a career, and just kind of made the leap from there.
Very cool. Yeah, it's always interesting, kind of like what sparks that interest.
You do a lot of cons. Like,
yeah.
You do a ridiculous amount of cons. Like, what's that like? Yeah, you travel around a lot, and I mean, does it get like rough, or do you take a certain chunk of the year?
Yeah, it's been a little rough the last 2 years, because we've really pumped up the number of shows that we've done. I think it was last year we did something like 24 shows or something like that. But we don't usually do anything from like December through till like late March. So we got those couple of months off, but then once March usually kicks in, we've usually got a show either every other weekend. Some months it's like every weekend. Thankfully, there's not much in July except for San Diego, which we're gone for a week for when we go to it. And this year it just kind of happened that we went to San Diego for a week. We came back. We were home for like a couple days. We had to go back out of town for a couple days for something. Got back home, and then took right back off to go to Boston. We did the con. We did some sightseeing along the way on our way out there, and then we made it into a little bit of a vacation. So it was like another week out of town. Now we've been back home for a little over a week, and we've already done one show last weekend. We're getting ready to do another one this weekend. And then we've got a nice little break until Wizard World Columbus.
Yeah, but that's still like just 2 or 3 weeks. It's not even.
Yeah. It gets a little brutal at times, but I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of times it's the only times I get to see some of my friends because they live so far away that it's really hard for us to get together. So it's we go out of town, we get to see some people, hang out for the weekend, that kind of thing.
And you and your wife travel together too, so.
Yeah. The majority of the conventions that I do, she goes along with me. There's a small handful that a couple of buddies will go with me.
So yeah, at least you're not it's like separated from the family and separated from all your friends the whole time. And I guess it's got to help.
Yeah, it does very much.
And, I had one more question I wanted to ask you. Oh yeah, so you were just saying like you want to do comic books for a living, and you've been part of the whole process from the ground up and making a comic book. What advice would you give people trying to get started, or like how do you feel like your approach is a good approach, or what have you improved since you started?
As far as like breaking in, it's a whole new bag of tricks anymore. Like when I first started out, you could still mail in submissions or email submissions to like Marvel and DC. They have both done away with that. Some of the smaller publishers still allow you to send stuff, but anymore it's either you have to be at a convention where there's some of the editors and they're doing portfolio reviews to get some contact info to send them stuff, or one of the big ways that C.B. Sobalski, Marvel's talent coordinator, or whatever his title is now, he pointed out that Tumblr is like one of the best spots to have your work and get noticed, and that's what editors seem to pay attention to. That's just one of numerous places, but that was the one that kind of stuck out from what he had said. So it's just making yourself known through having some sort of web presence seems to be one of the bigger ways to go about getting noticed and getting work from potential clients and things like that. And that's kind of, for the most part, what I do to get my work seen, get people to take notice of it, things like that. And shoot, I forget the last part of your question now.
Yes, it's okay. I asked like 5 questions into one question.
That's all right. We'll come back to it, I guess.
That's really good. Yeah, but if it strikes us again. But no, that's really good. It's really cool. I definitely like to see, just like guys out there just like doing it, and it's not, yeah, I draw Deadpool. I can just like chill out in LA all week and sunbathe, and I'll draw a couple pages and blah blah blah. It's good stuff. Yeah, you want to get on some news, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I think we got some interesting news topics this week, to say the least. So the first one that I just have to kick off with, because I'm just kind of blown away by this, is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot. So I did some reading, and it doesn't look like it's got full things off the ground, but apparently Will Smith is going to produce it, and Jada Pinkett, of course, is going to be involved, because why not? But apparently they're finalizing their plans on their script and the treatment, and they're going to try and shop it around. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, Max, do you have anywhere to go?
So it's going to be what, like Will and Jada are going to be Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv now, and then they're going to get Carlton back. He's just going to be like in the mix. Or no, Carlton will be the butler for some strange reason. And then Jaden Smith is going to be the new Fresh Prince. And then, of course, the sister is going to be in there too. And yeah, it'll be good. I think it'll be just like the Partridge Family, except it's the Smiths. And like at the end of every episode, they all like break into like rap and song and stuff, and then like they can even do some of Jada's like death metal or whatever that she was doing. It's gonna be a family affair. It's gonna be a good time. I'm down. I mean, we got Full House back. We got Girl Meets World. We got like all of them are coming back anyway. So why not?
Sean, what are you thinking?
I don't know. It's kind of cool that some of the 80s and 90s stuff's coming back, but I don't know. Why can't they do something original? I mean, it's Will Smith. Why couldn't he develop something else? I mean, the guy could probably get anything he wanted to put on TV. And I know that's probably his childhood thing and all that. I get the nostalgia bit of it and wanting to do it, but instead of doing a Fresh Prince reboot, why not do something that's a spin-off? Don't rehash the same thing. I'm sure parts of it would be a rehashing if they did some sort of spin-off, but take it somewhere else, do something somewhat new with it. But it's the way everything's going right now, so I guess why not?
Yeah, Sean, new is dangerous. You can't mess around. It worked in the '90s. It'll work today.
Right. You can't bank on anything new. You gotta go with what works. I get it, but
well, it's the 20-year cycle, right? Like,
yeah.
After 20 years, things become popular again.
Right.
Terrible.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it, but I mean, maybe there's some hope because there wasn't a lot of detail there. Maybe you'll get right, Sean, and it'll be a rehash of some different way of a spinoff. I mean, I doubt it, but maybe.
Yeah. It'd be nice to see him do something like that. I mean, I could see the whole Smith family doing something and having some fun with it, but maybe change the formula slightly, something.
I hope that the studios are just like, no, we're not gonna do this.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Just someone to have some sense. Just like, no, I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Absolutely. Yeah, it blew me away when I was reading on it, and I was like, maybe they just want a family thing. But
Swiss Family Smith, maybe, like,
yeah,
they're flying on a jet and it goes down over some island and they gotta survive out in the wilderness.
Nice. So
well, then you could bring one of those other reboots that they're doing, like Full House or something, and they can crash on a boat and you can redo Gilligan's Island too.
Totally, I'm down. And you can mash up the rehashes.
Yeah.
It's a mash or a hash.
I love it. I love it, Max. But yeah. So we actually have a comment from Joe P. He's back.
Oh, Joe P's back. Welcome back, Joe.
And Joe's all, yeah, no way. The old stuff is old for a reason, and was better back then when when he had Kool-Aid stains on his mouth. Back when we were all young and we loved that Kool-Aid and we just loved to have fun, and the bright colors didn't seem so bright back then when we were wearing them, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think we all agree with you, Joe. We'll definitely have to figure out why the Q&A is not working, so that way you can be more interactive again.
Oh man, we miss you, Joe. Glad to have you back.
So yeah, Sean. So Joe P's a longtime listener who used to be very interactive in the beginning, and I think he got busy.
But apparently he has a life or a job or something. So.
What do you do?
All right. So the next one, I know this will just make Mr. Batman over there excited.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Michelle Ventimiglia will play a new take on Batman villain Firefly. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I guess, like, I saw I tried to pull their poster because it was all, the beginning, it was talking about villains and good in the beginning and all this, and I couldn't get it, unfortunately. It was basically like, here, I'll show what I got of it. And basically this is kind of the good, the evil, the beginning, Gotham. And I'm just kind of curious, how can more villains fit into this show? I just don't get it. I mean, they haven't really explored any characters. I'm going to have to let, other people who have seen more of this talk about this than myself. But I don't know. I just don't get it. But it could be interesting since they're doing a new take. That's the one thing I'll say is positive, because I guess Firefly is traditionally a male villain, and they're actually trying to do a female spin. So maybe at least that's the positive spin. Go ahead, Max.
There's no positive spin, Philip. There's no positive spin because the show is stupid. It's so bad. Like, you're right. They don't need to bring more villains in. We're already swimming in Batman villains. It doesn't make any sense. And I mean, like, Poison Ivy is 100% erasable. Like, why is she even there? Her character did nothing the whole time. And they're like, now we're bringing in Firefly. I was like, oh, great. Is she not going to do nothing either? Because, I mean, here we are. Like, I hate this show. It's really bad. It's very poorly done. They're not getting anything right. And again, I'm going to try my best not to watch season 2 at all. I definitely said I wasn't going to, but now I just I just want to see like what they did. It's like that train wreck you can't look away from. But on the other hand, you're watching Gotham, so you're slowly dying on the inside.
Oh, nice! I love it, Max. Love it.
So bad.
Oh, Sean, have you seen Gotham?
I watched probably the first half of the first season, and then got too busy and didn't watch the rest of it. So I'm nowhere near caught up. I have no idea what's going on in the story.
Don't do it, Sean. Stay pure.
I liked like the first 6 episodes or whatever I did catch. I thought that was pretty cool. I caught to where Penguin came back or whatever, and that was about it.
Dude,
so,
like every episode they have like one thing that you really like, and then the rest of the episode's crappy. Then, okay, well they did that one thing that I liked, so then you give the next episode a shot, and no, just you're good, man. Halfway is good enough. You don't have to torture yourself anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I think I'm right there with you, Sean. I voluntarily quit watching it. It just wasn't keeping my attention enough. But no comment yet from Joe P, because I know he's a fan. I don't know if he finished the first season. I just remember at the beginning he was always arguing with Max over there. But
yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree on that one, Joe P, because that show is good and terrible.
I love it, good and terrible. Oh man.
Yep.
So I don't know if everyone's gotten a chance to see it, but Star Wars: The Force Awakens released a new poster at D23 this weekend. I don't really have a good picture, good image of it. It's too zoomed in. But what was interesting of it to me, overall, it looked okay. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't anything thrilling. But I thought the most interesting piece was Finn, John Boyega's character, holding a lightsaber. Kind of what does that hold, and what does that mean? What did you think of the poster, Sean? And just kind of your thoughts in general.
I've looked at it a couple times. I love Drew Struzan's work. I was kind of hoping that maybe this is like a piece of something bigger. This is like a little part of something that they're going to release something later. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I do find it really interesting about the character having the lightsaber, because I'm sitting here trying to rack my brain. Like, okay, is he somehow related? Is he like somebody's kid? Is he like I saw a couple of cool things that was pretty interesting. Like somebody thought like could it be like Mace Windu's kid or something like that. Seeing with what was done in the Marvel Comics, which is supposedly now in canon, I brought up the point: could this be somehow like Han Solo's kid? I don't know where the Force thing would come into play, unless maybe the mom's got some Force abilities, because I haven't read past issue 1 of the Star Wars books and the new Marvel stuff, so I don't know. But I'm really curious to see how that plays into it. Or maybe it's just, they thought it'd be cool to give him a lightsaber, and it's going to be like the same bit out of Empire, and, Han picks it up once, and it's, he's doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be an interesting kind of throwback there if they actually went that far. That'd be kind of cool. Max?
Yeah, I hope it is some sort of double bluff where there's like, gotcha, because you see this guy in the stormtrooper armor, you see him he's like running through the desert, now he's got a lightsaber, this guy does everything. So yeah, again, like it's just the poster, so you don't really know what's going on. I do like the idea of it just being a piece, so you get like 4 posters together or something like that. That's the whole thing. That would be pretty cool. It's good. It looks great, but it is still your kind of like traditional Star Wars art. It's got that like it's like, okay, this is how we do Star Wars. I kind of wanted them to just do new stuff. Like yes, I understand. Like they're using real sets, and they made sure that that everybody was out in a real desert when they were filming. But like since this is a new Star Wars, and you're like, hey, we're doing new stuff, maybe you should do new stuff.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to you, Max. I think that's probably why I wasn't as excited for it. I was like, oh, this is cool, and I was like, oh, I kind of hope something different, kind of exciting. But I think with this one, they're trying to build up, the all the people that they might have lost with the prequels and kind of say, hey, we're doing this the right way. We're trying to get you back on board. And I think maybe with the later ones, after they've kind of got all of us on board and now they've got the new fans, now they can kind of do the new things. I don't know.
I will add that I'm excited that they're kind of going back to doing some of the traditional, Star Wars posters, having Drew Struzan do it, because the last, I don't know, 5 years or so, seeing all the movie posters where whoever beat somebody else to the punch, and then every poster afterwards looked identical, like Dark Knight and then Star Trek Into Darkness and whatever else came out that year. It was all the same poster. And, and Avengers comes out, everybody does the same thing they did. Like, somebody pointed out, like, all the similarities between, like, when Iron Man 3 came out. Like, every poster followed that format. So, at least they're doing something different out of the box for what's been done the last few years. Yeah, they jumped back to what they were doing before, but it's like we talked about with the 90s stuff. It works.
It does look really good. Yeah, I don't want to knock it because it looks really good. And this is also a little a nitpicky fanboy thing, but yeah, I feel like they're cramming that. It's not the prequels down our throats now. I feel like there's so much like we didn't do anything like that. There's not even any CG in this thing. Like they're just going crazy. I was like, okay, guys, we get it. Like we appreciate the hard work you put into it. It's obvious. Like just let it show itself. You don't have to keep doing it. Is all I'm saying. Like that's the main thing. It's like we get it. It's not the prequels. You're not doing that again. Okay. It's thank you. Let's move on.
but Max, you're forgetting it's not the prequels.
Oh crap! Thank you.
No Jar Jar.
Exactly. That'll be the final one. It'll just be picture of Jar Jar with a slash through it.
Oh man! Now, if they need to show a Gungan. Like it doesn't have to be Jar Jar. Just a Gungan. Just like zap get got. In the first 10 seconds of the movie, that's gotta happen. It's gonna be like you see a Gungan. He gets shot in the head, and then
You did see that George Lucas tried to defend Jar Jar at D23. I hope. Yeah, he did. He got some sort of award. And at the end of the thing, he was talking about people not liking Jar Jar, and he said he was such a huge fan of Disney and all this stuff that Jar Jar is basically Goofy, and so now he's trying to defend Jar Jar more.
Wow, I did not hear
man.
That.
No, man. I mean, George Lucas, now, again, thank you very much. I love Star Wars. It's obviously a big part of my life. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but just go away. No way. You've done enough. Go away. Stop opening your big stupid mouth. I'm done with you, George. And you can't defend Jar Jar. He's indefensible. How dare you, sir?
Oh man, that's that's rough. I can't believe. Why wouldn't he just accept the award and move on? But that's okay.
Just be like, thanks, guys. I made Star Wars, and just walk off. Who can not cheer for that speech from George Lucas?
That's true.
Yeah?
That's very true. But yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it's just his tying with it, and the thing. It's what made him, the it person that he became, right? And he just can't. I think it still hurts him, right, that it ended up going the way it went. But alas, it's what happened. We have to move on.
George Lucas reminds me of? Who was the old uncle in The Sopranos? He just kept on ruining everything for Tony.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyway, if you know the character I'm talking about, the old crazy uncle, that's George Lucas now. He's just trying to get some attention because again, created Star Wars, did a lot of good stuff. The guy's special effects genius, all those good things. But yeah, man, just enjoy retirement. Like, what's wrong with that? You've done enough, George Lucas. You can take a break in Uncle Itch or Grandpa Itchy's masturbation chair. George Lucas, you earned it.
Oh my, Max.
You can put it, George Lucas. You can even put it in the living room if you want to. No one's gonna tell you no.
Well done. Oh my. Yeah, not touching that one with a 10-foot pole there, Max.
All right, I'm done. I'm seriously done. I swear.
All right, continuing on that Star Wars train, or I guess I should say plane. Ha, horrible pun. But Japan's Nippon Airways is going to have a Star Wars themed, or they're going to have 2 Star Wars themed planes coming out this fall. They're going to be painted, and you can look it up. I couldn't really get any good images. There weren't any big enough, otherwise they'd be tiny. And they're going to have like images of like R2-D2 as well as, what's the new rolling robot? I can't remember his name. You remember
BB-88 or B?
Yeah, I think it's BB-88. And so they're going to kind of like do one plane that's all R2-D2 designed, and it's even going to include the inside. So they're going to be like themed headrest and amenities. They're still not clear what that is. One thing that's good and bad, Max, that I'll add in here is all 6 movies will be on demand.
Well, but you don't have to watch them. It's not like they're going to be playing all 6 movies. They're just, if you want to, you can put in those first super crappy Jar Jar Binks movies.
Well, how long is the flight to Japan? You may have to watch all 6.
It's 14 hours from Alaska, so I don't know how long it would be from here.
Yeah, quite some time.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. I'm just not sure that that's like absolutely I have to pay extra money to ride on this plane. It'd be kind of cool if I got the opportunity to. I don't think I would pay extra money to go do it. But it's interesting.
I would.
You would, Max?
I would. Why not?
That's the attitude, Sean. That is the attitude.
Hey, you can get on board that, fly it over to Disney Japan, and go to Star Wars Land when that opens.
There we go. Now we're talking. I mean, then you're in Japan, you're in Tokyo, doing it up, drinking sake, doing all kinds of fun stuff. Woo, Japan! I mean, like, as long as I get to fly in the R2-D2 plane, that's all I'm saying. Like, let's do it.
No, you get the Jar Jar plane.
Oh my goodness, how terrible would that be? They're like, we made 5 planes, and you don't get to know which one. You're like, oh man. You're thinking, if I get the C-3PO plane, it's gonna be terrible. But then you get stuck in the Jar Jar plane, and it's like the tiniest one, and it's just all they play is the Jar Jar portions of the movie. Oh man, that'd be terrible. It'd be so god awful. It's all jankety. It's actually like a propeller plane.
Oh, nice. I love it, Max.
It's like the plane out of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yes.
You got to get out on a raft.
Oh man, terrible. Jar Jar plane sounds horrible.
Yeah, so I guess as part of the Star Wars Land in California, they're doing one of their largest expansions ever. This is also announced at D23. 14 acres, basically just for Star Wars Land. I actually remember hearing about this. I forgot to include this as one of the stories. And it's going to be completely dedicated. It's going to be kind of like, when they stand up the Animal Kingdom and all those little extra parks. But apparently, I don't think 14, maybe it is only 14 acres. But it's going to be interesting. I think that's going to be really, really cool. We'll have to see kind of when that opens. I don't know. Are you really excited for that one, Max? Or more excited for the R2-D2 plane?
That sounds stupid. I bet you Star Wars Land is stupid. No, it sounds great. I can't wait to go. That'll be good. I'll save up like $10 billion because that's how much it's gonna cost, and I'll go, and it'll be the greatest time ever, I'm sure.
I like it. $10 billion, Max.
I mean, probably I can get a special, and like go on a weekend in January or something, and it'll only be like $9.5 billion.
I love it. Oh, Sean?
I'm ready to go now, but this thing's not going to start being built for like another year or two, so I'm going to have to sit here and wait in anticipation and probably watch YouTube videos of them building it.
I'm sure they will gladly make that available as well.
They're just going to have a live stream. Star Wars Land, being built, coming in 2020.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like...
Just, like lazy dudes smoking, just like... and too loud.
No, dude, it's California. They can't smoke.
Oh, that's true.
Unless it's weed. Weed's okay. That's legal.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, there you go. It's just gonna be a bunch of dudes standing around smoking weed outside, and then they won't be standing there. That'll be the change of pace.
I love it. Oh yeah, so I know what you're talking about, Sean, because I remember when years and years ago that they announced, Harry Potter Land, and then I just recently saw stuff. Yeah, opening next year. I was like, wow, that hadn't opened yet? Holy crap! Yeah. It's like they announced so far. What's that?
A bit late. Nobody wants Harry Potter anymore. Could you guys have switched it to Hunger Games halfway through? Can you like repurpose half of the Harry Potter stuff?
Maybe that's why Universal's trying to make what is that new spin-off or whatever that she wrote, J.K. Rowling? I can't remember.
Oh, something about beasts. I don't remember the title.
Yeah.
Immaculate Beasts or something like that.
Something, yeah. That's supposed to be like another 3-part movie or something.
Yeah.
See, there you go, Max.
I think The Hobbit killed all my super CG like fantasy movie wanting to see it all. Like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit kind of just did it for me. I don't need any more magic or fantasy stuff. Maybe dragons. I could deal with some dragons, but other than that,
they're supposed to be making another Dungeons & Dragons movie.
Yeah, well, that's probably gonna be terrible, and they probably got Norman Wayans back for that one.
Oh yeah, that was so awful. But let's go ahead, Max.
All right, so yeah, Star Wars will be done in what 2030? Is that what they're saying?
15 years.
It's done. Is Star Wars still cool?
By that they'll be on like Star Wars like 20 or something.
Hopefully, they're still making Star Wars movies in 2030.
I'm sure they will, for sure. So yeah, that's it for news topics. Unless you've got anything else, Max. I was gonna break into video game news.
Oh yeah, go ahead and go to video games.
All right. So, no real amazing releases. A game that sounds really interesting and intriguing, actually, though. It's called Volume. It's a stealth action game. It's made by the same developer as Thomas Was Alone. It seems to be like a top-down kind of thing where you're trying to... I couldn't quite figure out the story, but I think that's kind of the point. They don't want to reveal too much. And you're kind of trying to sneak through and kind of get through to the end. But apparently Andy Serkis did the voice acting as well, and I watched a little bit of the gameplay, and it looks really interesting. It looks really intriguing. So if you play games on your PC or you have a PS4 or PS Vita, you can definitely check it out. That came out today.
They look to capture Andy Serkis' voice now.
Yeah, they throw. So as this voice exits, they throw mocap on it.
I don't even know, man. Like Andy Serkis is the king godlord of motion capture, dude. That you can even motion capture his voice. That's crazy.
Oh, I love it. A game that I'm not really too familiar with, but Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. I thought this game, I knew Type 0 already came out. I thought HD already came out, but maybe this is just a PC release for Type 0 HD. I'm not sure. But that came out today for any Final Fantasy fans that want to play it again. And then this one blew me away. I remember Ubisoft with you remember the whole Nintendo Wii U horrible thing that happened, right? The flop. So Ubisoft created Zombie U, I believe is what it was called, which was supposed to be like I don't know if it was M-rated, but more aimed at like older kids to maybe even adults title for the for the Wii U. And apparently, I guess Ubisoft got tired of it not making any money, and now they're releasing it for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. What was interesting is every time I tried to look it up, no one was doing a new review for this. They're just like, the Zombie U game wasn't very good. We doubt that this will be very much better. I was like, ouch. I don't know if I never really played it. I never really heard about it. It seemed intriguing at the time just because they were using the tablet. But other than that, I don't know how the port's going to really work. They don't really talk too much about it. They just kind of say, hey, here it is. So.
Here it is. It sucks. Have fun.
Yeah, you got to make money, right?
Like, oh, dude, you're not allowed to say it sucks. But it really does suck.
I like it, Max. I like it. So that's it. Do you have any comic book news?
Yeah, I got a few things. Other than the great Sean Forney gracing us with his presence. In comic book news, I got Marvel's coming out with a new female character. They're going to call Red Widow. Her first appearance is going to be in Mockingbird Shield 50th anniversary, coming out September 2nd. Yeah, so they're kind of doing like a Storm Shadow to Black Widow's Snake Eyes kind of deal is the feel I'm getting. Could be cool. Why not? Then the Heroes, they're rebooting Heroes. They're coming out with a prequel comic book called Heroes Vengeance. And oh yeah, Phil, you look super interested in this. I can tell. Like you can't wait till October when that comes out. Yeah, so that's going to be the prequel series, the Heroes Reborn, and yeah, I don't know if you're into Heroes. It's Titan Comics. Check it out. They do have a preview of just like one or two pages of the artwork, and I don't know if they're going for black and white or if it's they're just showing us the inks, but it looks pretty cool. It actually does look pretty cool. So there's that. You can check those out online at some place because I didn't do all my homework and I can't give you a link right now. But other than that, it's actually kind of slightly video game news. The August DLC for Arkham Knight is the 1989 Batmobile and Batsuit. So I'm actually thinking about picking that up for Batman Arkham Knight for the Xbox One. But yeah, I mean, come on, that's like one of the best, most iconic Batmobiles. I mean, the Batsuit is that's not even really one of my favorites, but the Batmobile definitely. I'm definitely excited to see that.
Yeah, I definitely love that Batmobile. It was awesome.
And that's it. That's all I got.
Alrighty. So kind of wanted to thank Sean for joining us tonight. And again, you're going to be at TriCon this weekend, as well. Jason and Max, you're going to be there with as well at TriCon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to be conning it up. We're going to do all kinds of con things.
Just con things? Are you going to try
con things. We might do some podcast things. We're definitely going to be doing some con things for sure. I have a standing game of Mario Kart for the N64. If you can beat me, you win stuff. Yeah, we're going to be doing other things, I'm sure. But no, we went to, what was it, the last con we did was Korg's, and that was like a retro video game con, so that was pretty fun. This TriCon's going to be like the first like comic book convention we actually went to, so it's going to be good.
Cool. So yeah, this weekend definitely check out Sean Forney at TriCon, and as well if you want to check out Max and Jason, they'll be there as well. And Sean, you're going to be where exactly will you be again? Sorry, just to remind the audience.
Booth A29. It's basically right inside the entrance, facing the entrance, so it shouldn't be too hard to find me. And the show is at the Lauschie building at the State Fairgrounds.
Awesome. Thanks. And I think that's pretty much it. So we've covered all our news. But definitely, please let us know if you like the show, if there's things you want to hear about. Leave comments on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher. You can email us at 3geekspodcast@gmail.com and let us know there. As well, if you are enjoying the video, please leave us likes. If you can't leave a comment, that works just as good, so that way we know we're at least making you happy. Or unhappy, I guess, is the other possibility.
Happy.
What's that, Max?
We just want to make you happy. That's all we want.
That's our goal. But thank you for joining us tonight, Sean. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Glad to have you, sir. And thank you all for joining us tonight. And have a good night. What's that, Max?
Hold up! Don't hit the button yet. Did you hit the button?
I did not hit the button.
Okay. The giveaway, the $100 Comic-Con or OhioCon. We're giving away $100.
Okay. Go ahead.
Look it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You want me to plug it? I got you. So please like our event on Facebook. I forgot about it. You could have plugged it. You were almost there, Max. You were just blah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably Jason reminding us to it.
Yeah.
Oh, and hey, we got one person who's happy. Joe P said, "Happy!" exclamation mark. I love you, Max.
That's Joe P. That's what I'm talking about.
But as well, for Comic-Con, Wizard Comic-Con in Columbus in September, we're going to be there, and we're going to be having a $100 giveaway. So I think what we needed to do was people just to like our event or join our event on Facebook, and based on that, I think we're going to pick a person after the event, and then the following podcast, which would be that Monday, we're going to announce the winner and figure out how to get you the card. So definitely check us out on Facebook and check out our event. And if you're definitely able to go to the con, check us out at the con. And I know Sean Forney as well. You're also going to be there, right?
Yep, I will be there, and I'll be part of a panel that weekend.
Oh yeah,
cool.
What's panel?
We don't have a title for it or anything, but it's going to be myself and 2 other Ohio creators, and a buddy of mine's going to moderate it and just kind of talk about what it's like to be a creator living in Ohio.
Cool, awesome. I'm definitely going to check you guys out.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'll definitely be an interesting panel to check out. I'll definitely have to check that out. Hopefully we aren't in our panel at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be tragic.
That would be. All right. Thank you all for joining us. Oh wait, Max, I forgot your place where you got started.
Man, GoGameIsland.
Famous.
Yeah, GoGameIsland.com for all your video game accessory needs. I'm sorry, dude. I'm done with that place. I've spent so much time there. There's so many plushies.
That's good news for everybody.
GoGameIsland.com. They've got all the video game stuff you want. If you don't want the games or the consoles, and if you, they got plushies and all kinds of super cool figures and toys and stuff. So if you're looking for any cool crap to clutter up your room, or to possibly step on and hurt your foot, the plushies won't hurt your feet. You can have the plushies all around and never hurt your feet. Go to GoGameIsland.com. GoGameIsland.com. They won't hurt your feet.
And you're also missing the funnest part, Max, is going to Polaris Mall and catching a sighting of Max, the infamous Max.
Yeah, you can definitely see me there, because that's my whole life apparently. But if you don't want to see me, if you hate my guts but you love plushies, you can go to GoGameIsland.com. But you can, Polaris Fashion Mall, Columbus, Ohio, Game Island. Check us out. All right, I think that's it. I think we're good on the commercials. That's enough Game Islanding, isn't it? Do we feel like Game Island? Do we all feel like you're basking in the warmth and the glow of Game Island right now?
Yeah, I've got my towel out on the beach. I'm enjoying the video game rays as they beat down on me. All right, thank you all for joining us, and thanks again to Sean. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.